Howdy, folks. Rebecca Jolly here from Jolly Alchemy. And today we're going to do a transit report for Wednesday, the 30th of July, 2025. I forget what day I'm on, even though I've just written it down. All right. Today we begin a new cross and a new section. It's all about Gate 33 retreat. And the first section of it, the right angle cross, the one that's more inwardly focused, is Cross of the Four Ways. And we're still in the second quarter, but this is the grouping that closes out that quarter of civilization. And next we'll be moving into the quarter of duality. So those things will be having to do more with we've achieved civilization. We're moving into the refinement of that by being able to retreat into a private space that's our own. So it's about having our own territory. Now we have our own territory. Now we have a private space. We have a roof over our heads. Now we're going to be looking into building relationships. But first we must achieve the refinement of civilization, which is, interestingly enough, to be able to cover our heads, protect ourselves, have enough to eat, and be able to have a space where we can go. So ultimately, Ra says to be able to have each of us our own room in which to retreat and in which to sleep alone. Apparently that is a very important concept, and one I myself still struggle with. So let us begin. We start with Gate 33, as I said, so we're 33 and 19 on the other side of the wheel, both line 1. 33-1 is avoidance, when one is in an uncertain position. So 33 is about retreat, and so it's saying, okay, when it's necessary for your survival, when you can't really do anything else in a situation, you got to get out. You got to retreat. I carry this gate, so I know all about this essence of retreat. So ever since the beginning in my relationship with my partner, I've had to have a room where I could go and get away and be alone and spend some time, decompress, and heal. So I know all about that. 19.1 is interdependence. 19 is the gate of the needs of the community. That is on no, this side. Yeah. We have revolution here, and on the other end of that channel, the needs of the community. So it's a pressure from the root center to have the needs of the community be met. Line 1, interdependence. An approach based on one's own individuality. So our first line themes are always giving us a little bit of insight into what that gate is about. And so it's saying the needs of the community, an important aspect of that is interdependence. Good to know. All right. Alrighty. Our moon, we very barely clip the end of 18.6, but sure enough, we'll give it. 18.6 is boundlessness. Departure to find new horizons instead of standstill. And it has a down arrow on it, or a shadow, or a that. And interestingly enough, this is one of those ones that really proves that it's not necessarily good and bad, because the down arrow is the ability to access public opinion and share one's methodology of correcting with others. Gate 18 is the gate of focus on the broken. So this is the ability to look at something and really narrow in on what's wrong with it so that it can be fixed. This is the channel of perfection, of insatiability. So we're talking about this channel here from the root over to the spleen. We have joyous vitality on the other side, which is joy in life, but also the desire to make things perfect, which I carry, as you can see. And the other side is that 18, the focus on the broken. So this is a pressure to make things better by looking at them, seeing what's wrong, and wanting to correct it. So the downside, or the shadow side, or the that side, was the ability to access public opinion and share one's methodology of correcting with others. That's not bad at all. That's good. It just happens to be the one end of the spectrum. The other end of the spectrum, just for curiosity's sake, is the potential to create the perfected form through correction and to find new horizons. So that's also not a bad thing. They're just different ends of what it means to be at the end of that correction cycle, which they call boundlessness. Interesting word for it. Anyway, our Venus energy today, which is one of our people energies. Again, our people energies are coming from the Moon, Mercury, Venus, and Mars. So our Venus energy switches from 12, as I said, which was giving us that connection between 12 and 22 and making everyone in the world feel some manifester energy. Now it's moved over to 15 over here in this channel of rhythm or ritual or orderliness. So on the upper end of it, we have 15, which is the love of all humanity and all of its wild, flexible fluctuations. 15.1, duty, to accept challenges with a sense of duty. So again, that first line gives us insight. Something about loving all humanity is to, all right, I'm going to wade in with a sense of duty. This carries an up arrow on it, which is the ability to confront every challenge without expectations and keep one's harmonious relationships even when faced with extreme or difficult problems. So that's a lovely thing. I think the love of all humanity is a nice gate, but then, of course, I carry the 5, so this is the place where I'm really the most broken. Is in that 5 because it's supposed to be about orderliness and neatness, and I have had a problem with being neat my whole life long. Oh, my whole life. And I thought that instead I was this 15, which was very extreme because I've had extreme conditions, lived on the edges, been in a cult, escaped from a cult, had all these weird things, traveled all over the world, been homeless. So it's like, I thought, yeah, extreme on the edges. Boy, I've been so extreme. I've been so extreme because that was the not self of that 5, see? So, yeah. But 15.1, what a nice gate. We will be feeling that energy for at least today. Oh, yeah. It'll switch to 15.2 later on in today, but I'll cover 15.2 tomorrow. Then our Mars energy for today is 6.3, loyalty, to secure support out of a weak position. So gate 6 is coming out of the emotional center towards the sacral center, and it's that gate that's the tip of the emotional wave, the beginning of the emotional wave, and it's all about diplomacy, mediation, an awareness of the conflicts that are between people. So in that third line, which is the line of trial and error, it's securing support out of a weak position. So strong and weak at the same time. There are no connections all by in the transit itself, but of course we will be, each of us having our own specific connections made by the transit. For example, this 15 I was just talking about is going to be connecting this channel for me and giving me an opportunity to explore what it's like to actually run that energy that I don't usually have, but that I've always kind of felt like I would want to have, and rather than have it, try to be it. That's the essence of what the not self is about. So, our song for today is Wildfire by Watch House. So what's going on here, this is an interesting thing that I wanted to do, and if you like it, let me know. I can do it more for each of the groups that we have. There's an issue in, not an issue, but an aspect of human design called keynoting, where you take the gates that are in the top 4. In this case, it would be 24, up here, the thinking gate, and 44, situational awareness, right here, and then 19, the needs of the community, and 33, the retreat gate. And you put together those essential words to make a description of what that what that cross is about. So I did a little bit of it so you can see the cross of the 4 ways. And this is also especially for a projector friend of mine who has this cross and is always asking me, what does that mean? What is the cross of 4 ways? Well, here you go. Thinking with situational awareness about the needs of the community while in retreat. or retreating to think about the needs of the community with situational awareness, or being situationally aware while retreating to think about the needs of the community. You can put those keynoting terms any way you want, but they are the essence of what that cross is about. So this is very much about that top gate, 33, and different aspects of what it means to go and retreat and think about things, especially because of 33 and having that be 13 on the other side, which is looking and listening to stories about the past. It's, thinking about that and learning and retreating in order to get better. So the song Wildfire is about looking at our past, our troubled history with slavery and racism, and thinking about how it could have been done differently. How could we grow because of it? That's very much some of that energy that's there in that needs of the community. We need to recognize that it doesn't matter what skin color you have. First of all, we're all humans. And second of all, we're all pieces of this earth. So yeah, we're all important. And the people who don't think that, they need to grow up. They need to be able to imagine for a minute what it's like to be in the other person's shoes and to think about how horrible that was to not have their own personhood in those times. So yeah, that's why Wildfire is our song for today. Think about it. Let me know if you have a comment. By the way, I thought, let me drag out another one of my pendulums here, and you can see another one of these weird ones. I think this one is one of the ones that doesn't actually have a magnet inside of it. But, they're just all weird little funky little things that look kind of cute and are nice tools for a lot of things. You can do clearing of stale energies in the house with these pendulums as well. It's a very interesting subject. Come on and see me sometime if you want to know more about it. And for that, you can go to jollyalchemy.com. Until tomorrow's transit report, take care of yourselves. Oh, the scarf. Just a sec. The scarf is sort of, muted and brown because looking into the past and being alone, all that stuff, it seems sort of murky. So that's it. Till tomorrow. Bye.